Hey, good morning. Good morning. How are we this morning? How are we doing? It's such an amazing day, an amazing Thursday. Where I really, really look forward to get to Thursday because it's a day when I get to just express some of the things that God is downloading in my spirit. But we you all know that we are here as the 730 Academy, Mentorship Academy, to actually bring you different menus. And on Mondays, we have the amazing Great Rave Water, who brings depth that challenges your life in different areas of your life in order for you to succeed in different areas of your lives. And on Tuesday, we have Dr. Sunshine. She brings in the change of your mind. The areas that, like yesterday, some of the things I was talking about on beliefs. She is an expert in mindset change. And, both of them run different programs that will be able to help you learn more. Here on this platform, we simply bring highlights. But if you really want to get the depth of what we get to teach, you need to engage and enroll in the courses that Rev Water offers and Dr. Sunshine offers. On Wednesday, we have opened up, for different people that may want to exhibit their greatness. So please do get in touch with us if you want to come and speak on this platform and market your brand, market your products and services. You are more than welcome. We've got an amazing audience that will be able to buy into you. And Thursday, yours truly, I come here to, like, borrowing the words, the word from rave to rant. I come here to basically get you online, get you in alignment, get you into the space where you need to be accountable to the things that you're doing. And I get to be very practical in the teachings that I bring to you to change your life. And then on Friday, it is a healthy day. It is a day when we get our amazing doctors to speak to us concerning our wellness. So today, I simply want to continue from last week to help us because it's actually the last week of June and we are entering into the second half of the year. And I would like us to do some introspection. I would like us to prepare so that we can hit the ball rolling. So there are a few things I was teaching. I'm training a team of, I think, over 20 life coaches and NLP practitioners, those who want to come and contribute and help people to come out of the places where they have trapped themselves. And from yesterday's teaching, I would like to recap a few things so that those things can help you to prepare for the second half of the year. Because when you get to prepare for the second half of the year and you enter in with a fresh mind, telling yourself that there are certain things you didn't do very well, things that you planned to do you plan to do some things in January, that when you enter this particular month or this particular year, you are going to exhibit your greatness, and you have been failing to do that. You need to know and bring yourself to a place where, first and foremost, admit, okay, pardon me, admit areas you are not doing well. Okay, it's usually it's usually a tradition where I have to take a herbal, cup of tea early in the morning, my hibiscus, cinnamon, and a lot of things that I junk into the cup. And I didn't get to do that because I was finishing a document. But anyway, it is important to know that there are certain things that you are failing to do because you do not have somebody who can police you or who can help you and activate that particular thing, because you need to have a reporting system. But before we get into that, because I would love to talk about some of the things that I have done practically that are helping me to get into international platforms. Okay, I'm going to be mentioning a few things that are helping me to get into international platforms. Yesterday, I posted, I'll be in Namibia on the 13th of July. I'll be speaking to legal practitioners. How did I get there? How have I been singled out to speak to these high profile, people? And then apart from that, there are different other workshops that I'll be going to in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, in Malawi. It's like my toiletry bag has to remain packed because there's several trips that I'm getting to have in order for me to express this that God has placed over my life. So what are those things? What are those areas which I want to the practical things that I want to share with you? Where you are right now and what is happening right now in your life, it is because you have dropped your standards. And therefore, what we were learning in life coaching, we were learning that in order for you to succeed in your life, the first thing that you need to do is raise your standards. Now, in raising your standards, it is not raising them above what you can achieve. It is to know that where you are, listen, this is very important. Where you are and where you were created to be, where you are supposed to be, where you are supposed, who you are supposed to be, there is a disparity. The higher source, the creator, created a being that is supposed to express him or herself here on earth and bring in the interconnection with other people so that this that you were created to be must be expressed. Now, because you are selling yourself less, it could be probably you haven't polished this gold. So you are this gold that maybe has just been plucked out of the soil. And because it is in raw form, there is a way you will sell raw gold and this gold that is on my finger. There's a difference. Now, that process of you getting to the authentic you, because many people try to be other people. Several times you try to be another person. You want to copy something that somebody is doing. You kind of are on the run against your own life. Now, as a result of that, you begin to sell yourself less. And because you are selling yourself less, I am here to tell you how you will gain the authentic you in order for you to actually um, um, fulfill this second half of the year. Begin to apportion standards to different aspects of your life. So let us begin because, like I told you, I'm not here to tell you theory. I am here to be practical with you. So I want you to take time and look at how you wake up, for example. Just be, just be practical like that. Look into that. Get into your bedroom, reverse into the bedroom, sit on your bed, and I need you to think through how do you wake up? How do you wake up? Interrogate yourself. Simple question like that. How do I wake up? Okay. So most of you wake up on the phone. The moment you wake up, you pick the phone. What are you doing on the phone? Many people are watching what other people are doing. In that phone, what is it that you have sold? What is it that you have marketed when you grab your phone? If that's how you start your day. Other people start their day in prayer. Look at that prayer. Does your prayer need improvement? Okay. Does being on your phone need improvement? Raise your standard. Raise your standard on how you approach God. Raise your standard on the knowledge you have about Him. Get to understand the principles. Get to understand the blessings, the promises that He has for you. Because sometimes you may be praying ignorantly. And because you are praying ignorantly, you will find yourself having a religious prayer that is not really positioning you for greatness. Because in the marketplace, I've always said this, it is not your grandfather. Your marketplace has got other things that can depress your life. The marketplace has got other spiritual things, because today I'm not talking about spiritual issues. I'll leave it hanging. That is why you cannot afford to just, oh Lord, thank you for the night. As I wake up, as I go, bless me in Jesus' name. You can't do that. It is important for you to begin learning your spiritual makeup and to understand that there is a higher source in your life that wants to help you to navigate your life. Do you understand the relationship you have with the Holy Spirit? You need to cultivate the relationship you have with the Holy Spirit. Do you hear His voice? Do you hear His voice? So you need to raise your standard in the way you wake up. Let's move. Do I have an audience? Please, if you are here and you are listening to me, please say yes, yes, yes in the chat. It is important that we get to engage and support each point you feel is actually ministering to you. So let's move. Probably you find yourself in the kitchen. I need you to open your eyes, raising your standard in the way you relate with your bedroom, the way you relate with your house, with your family is important, because you may find yourself losing the connection with your home. Raise your standard with what is happening in the kitchen. I know for us in Zambia, we have issues of load shedding. You cannot continue giving load shedding as an excuse. There is a way you need to work a plan to find a solution. Raise your standard by finding a solution. Either you invest in charcoal or invest in gas stove. One of the two. You can't sit and say we are not going to eat hot meals because there is load shedding. You have to be solution oriented. It is the problems that are making other people to succeed. Your problem is making another person to succeed. Mike Murdoch put it very bluntly and he said, your stupidity is making somebody else wealthy. So you need to be in touch, be in contact with your home. Raise your standard on how you offer your meals. Raise your standard, and you may get to me and answer to say you don't have enough money. I am not talking about you stocking too much food in your kitchen. I am talking about you managing what you have, presenting it with excellence. You have dropped your standards. This is why your home is dropping down. There's no way you can succeed in life and you are disconnected from your home. There's no way you can succeed in life and you are not part of what is going on at home. Raise your standard. Add value to what you are doing. If you have to even hire somebody to help you so that you can concentrate on the HPS, high paying activities, because you need to know that there are those things that are high paying that you may want to be concentrating on, like the document I was working on this morning. I was working on a document. It's a high paying activity, a thing I was engaging myself in. And therefore, this a cup of tea had to be made for me, because at the time I was beating time in order for me to submit. That is why you need to understand and map out your time, map out your life. You cannot just be waking up to space. You can't be waking up haphazardly and life will sort itself out. You need to time yourself. What time am I going to wake up? If you have issues to wake up by yourself, set up an alarm. Set up an alarm. Raise your standard. You cannot keep on giving excuses going forward. When you get into the marketplace, when you get into supplying the solution you need to supply, you cannot consistently give excuses as to why I didn't do this, why I didn't do this. It is a serious irritant. And I'm always talking to my staff in the office. You cannot continuously give excuses as to why you didn't do this, why you didn't do this. You are having reasons that are unfounded. Raise your standards. You cannot continue the way you did certain things last year, the way you do things this particular first half of the year. You have seen that waking up that time, you have seen that waking up to space minus a plan, you have seen not keeping up to the program has actually concluded why you are still frustrated or why you have what you have in your account. What is it that you can foresee and you are able to tell this thing is going to mature? What seeds are you planting? Because last week I spoke about honor as access to as a seed to greatness, access to authority to certain people in your life as something that will change your tomorrow. What are you doing now that is guaranteed harvest? What is it that you are doing that you know that when you count 1, 2, 3, 4 months? My garden, I was inspecting my garden yesterday. It's a big portion. I'm growing onions and a few other vegetables there. I am guaranteed that with what I was doing yesterday, with what is happening with my people there, there's going to be a time when I shall harvest. My agreement with them, what we'll be selling there is their salary. That is where we are going to extract the salary to pay them. Are you getting what I'm saying here? Are you feeling me? It is important for you to be conscious of your life and get frustrated, get irritated where you are. We were learning yesterday that you need to reach that pain threshold. It is that pain threshold that will make you to make certain decisions, and you will need to attach pain or pleasure to whatever you ought to do. So when you're raising your standard, I took over from yesterday. I took over exercises for the night because I delegated. I delegated to somebody who needed to be helping other people. And of course, it was my phone not charged. It was load shedding this. It was excuses upon excuses. Now I took over. I have raised a standard. What I have promised to give to the people, I will give. And one of the things is to exercise with those that cannot manage in the morning at 6 a.m. I am dedicated to what I say I will do. And so, even delegation is part of dedication. So when I saw a lot, I have taken charge. Whilst I'm raising other people that will be serious to take on leadership assignments. Raise your standards by keeping to your word. If you say you will deliver on Saturday, especially you who are a small business, you cannot afford to keep on giving excuses. You are losing clients. You are losing clients. You need to arise and begin to add value. So we have moved from the kitchen. What time do you leave home? Attach pain and pleasure. So this is how I do it. I hate being in traffic. And so when I think about traffic, I attach the pain to traffic. And so, because of that pain gives me energy. It gives me energy to ensure that I wake up early to make it on time in the office. Today, there are still other things that I'm doing this part of, my home. This is why I'm not in the office at this moment. You'd have seen me because when I'm going to the office 7 a.m., I'm there because I hate traffic. So I've raised the standard. In raising the standard, I've told myself better the pain to inconvenience myself of sleep than the pain of finding myself in traffic. Are you getting me? That is how you raise your standard. You need to be intentional. By anything that you do, you've got to be practical and you've got to be accountable. If you cannot be accountable by yourself and be a leader by yourself, you need to engage a mentor. A mentor is not just somebody who is there to clap for your success stories. How often do you engage with your leader? What do they know that you are doing? How accountable are you to them? You've got to keep them in the loop. You've got to be the one to inform them about the activities you intend to engage. And when you involve them, then you've got to engage and have conversations around your success, around your goals, around the agenda that you have. You need to ensure that from time to time you are getting to be practical with your mentor. Raise your standard in the way you relate with your mentor. Raise your standard in the way you accomplish those goals. You need an accountability partner, accountability leader in your life. So that is another thing. When you now get to the office, what have you planned to do? Time mastery is different from time management. Time management is when you have planned, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. That is time management and it is good. But time mastery is different. Time mastery is when you actually are in the resourceful state. You have planned this thing that you're going to do in time management, but when you are doing it, listen, this is where it differs. When you're doing that particular assignment, you are giving it your energy. You are passionate about that thing that you are doing. You are concentrated on it. You have attached either pain or pleasure. If it's pleasure that you will have when you accomplish that. So let me rewind and give you an example. So when I was writing Boardroom to Bedroom, there was a time when I just gave up because there were so many comments my editor made. I needed to revisit a lot of chapters, and my mind just had a thought block. At some point, I had to even travel to South Africa to be in a place alone because I do not write a book through AI. Okay. I'm okay, whether I'm backward or whatever, I want my voice. I want to write what I am saying. I want my tone to be part of the book. And therefore, a machine cannot pick my emotions. I never write a book just to showcase that I'm an author. I author a book because my book is a guide. It will remain to guide 10 generations when I'm an ancestor. So when I was doing that, I needed the energy. But you know what made me to even do so much? It is the thought that I gathered around the completion of the book. And that energy that I have, it makes me to actually complete an assignment 40 minutes earlier or an hour earlier because the priority I've given, the energy that I have when I'm doing that, because of the what I have attached, the feelings I'll have when I launch the book, when I'm presenting it to different people, that is what is driving me. And therefore, time mastery is where you actually bring yourself into what you're doing and doing it with excellence, doing it with everything within you, giving your almost everything into it so that you can perform at 101% to deliver that, becoming an expert in that area. Raising your standards calls for you to ensure that you bring yourself in a place where you can express things with expertise those things deserve. Anytime and every time you want to deliver something, you want to deliver information, you are the one who has been given an opportunity. It can be an opportunity for you to be delegated to do something. Listen, the moment that opportunity falls in your place and you are the one who has been chosen to do something, this thing about excuses is a scam. I'm telling you, procrastination is a spirit and it's a scam. If you could, and I am pledging myself here, if I'm talking to my mentees right now, those who'd love me to really take them into a journey, if you could, and only if you could, follow the principles and follow me closely, 70% of the things that I do, not even 100%. Probably just try, push it. You can't follow me 30% and you gain much. Try to raise your standard by how you relate and how you actually implement the things that I talk about. So, how am I getting these international platforms? Why am I needed? We were last week, over the weekend, we were in Orlando at a place where Whitney Houston, planted a tree, and the places she had gone to, the orphanages. And why was I needed? Why were my air tickets and and everything paid for my contribution to this project 30 years later? Because she did this action 30 years ago, and they want to actually take it to another level. Why do they need me? Why do they want me to be part of this particular project? It is these things I'm telling you. Seriousness. There is a way the universe, okay, there is a way the universe begins to gather and begin to, uphold you, begin to lift you up. The harvest I'm having now. Listen, this is beyond just a prayer. I know prayer works wonders. The harvest I'm having now. I planted some of these things 10 years ago. I planted loyalty. When you gave me an opportunity to work under you 10 years ago, I did my best to deliver. If you gave me to be second in command in anything 12 years ago, I gave my best. I keep relationships. I'm very loyal when it comes to relationships, especially when I have told you I'm looking up to you. I don't joke with relationships that have to guide me. I don't joke with relationships of the people that are pouring into me. I don't joke. I invest in those relationships. That is why I can have a relationship for over 20 years. People wonder, people who left me as my mentees. I met some of them at this, funeral where I went. They are looking, older than me, older than me. You know why? They left certain relationships prematurely, prematurely. You need to raise your standard in the way you relate with people. Do not dump relationships and treat relationships without regard. You need to respect people who have helped you to cross a bridge. You need to respect people who you called mentors or who helped you to do something in your life. You cannot go far if you mistreat somebody that helped you. You can't go far. The universe has a way of rewarding you to the things that you are doing. It may not even be that person, but there is a way I am getting paid for the faithfulness that I have been in certain situations. There is a way I am getting paid for the faithfulness that I have been in certain situations. Okay, my internet is getting lost. Okay, that's where I'm ending, and I'll be telling you about other things in the way you are going to change your life. So please, I want you to know on the 5th of July, we are having the UN Global Dinner. We are calling all of you that went to New York, that received awards in 2023, and probably I don't even know what is happening in your life. This is the only time I am asking you to come along and be part of this event. I am calling those who received awards this year, 2024. I need you to be part of this dinner. Please do me a favor by just coming to celebrate me. Come, I want to celebrate you too. Come and just pour gratitude and say, Doc, I may not have been present, but I'm thankful. I'm grateful that you opened this, a door for me. And now I am putting it everywhere on my charts that I'm a UN Global Awardee. Then those who are aspiring 2025, please you also make your way to the dinner. This is where we'll be taking down your names and beginning to guide you on the requirements that you require for you to succeed in March. Thank you so much. Do have an amazing Thursday. Shalom, shalom.